this I think everybody knows. I don't know if I was new earlier. Yeah, okay, yeah. And so this is about shamanism and the ancestors and oracular tradition. And it was very interesting as I was preparing for this over the, like sometimes when you're going to do a ritual, you know what you're going to do a long time in advance. And for this one, it just, nothing was coming to me. There were a lot of different things. And there's certainly a lot of things that you can say about the ancestors and the oracular tradition in shamanism. First of all, I should say that I would call myself a very modern, eclectic shaman. In other words, I don't come from like one tradition. I actually come from the tradition of music and dance, which in that way I'm following my ancestors, especially my father, who was a professional musician and also was on the board of directors of the Chicago Musicians Union for about 30 years. And so with me being the executive director of an art center, that's following a family tradition, right? Yeah. Also, I was born and raised not far from here. I was born and raised in Albany Park, which is about a mile from here. And so, as somebody pointed out, I am an indigenous shaman to this area. I almost, one of my, looking back, like sometimes we look back in our past and initiations that we've had, and I realized that, I used to go walking along the Chicago River at Horner Park, if people know where Horner Park is, like Montrose and California and all that. And one time I almost fell in the river. I was like walking along, like it's high up, the banks are really high up, and at one point, like I kind of slid down the bank, and there was like another about 15-foot drop into the water. And I was like hanging on to the side. This was when I was maybe about 10 years old or something like that, and I was just like praying at that time. Speaking of saying your Hail Mary, that's what I did. Because, I would have been alone, I would have fallen in the water, I don't know what would have happened. I was very aware that it was like a really dangerous situation, and I just scrambled straight up, So that was, if you want to talk about interesting stories that happened in a local setting, that happened right here. So anyway, a little bit of background that way. I come to this work of shamanism through music and dance over many, many years of which I've been doing since I was a child, and gradually realizing that what I was doing was not just like music and dance in a Western sense, but was energy work. And then studying energy work and realizing that what I was doing, what I was like being downloaded by the universe to do with working with improvisational music and dance was really having very profound effects on the people the people who were doing it, and saying to myself, I really need to understand what this process is, what this work is, instead of just saying I'm an artist and I take no responsibility for the effect. The profound effects. I mean, people would like run screaming from the room and have to go to therapists for months, after taking some of my improvisational dance classes. So, I mean, I knew it was like way more than just improvisational dance, right? So kind of gradually over a period of about 25 years, I came to understand more and more what the work was about, and, here we are today with sort of the fruits of it, right? Yeah. So have studied with a lot of different teachers and always got the message from my guides, study with us, meaning my own guides, rather than from a particular tradition. And continue on with what you've been given to do, because that's your path, what naturally came out as you just were doing your own work, right? There are many different things. There are ways of working with the ancestors in shamanism in many different cultures, right? So different cultures have different takes on how you work with the ancestors in their shamanic tradition. Sometimes when people ask me what is shamanism, I just say very simply energy work, right? It's sort of like the original energy work that or I almost think of it, what happens when you close your eyes? When you close your eyes and start having visions, that's shamanism. You know, it's like that basic. Almost all cultures in the world have these kind of practices of working with energy, working with spirit guides. A big clue if it's shamanic work is traveling to the upper world, middle world, and lower world, right? And so we're going to do an actual ceremony today, which you're invited to participate in if you'd like. If not, that's fine too, you know, whatever you can do. Some of it involves kind of moving around. If you're comfortable with moving around, that's great. If you just want to do it like as a meditation, you can do that too. I drum, right? So the shamanic drum beat is it's a very interesting thing. As I always say, it doesn't take all that much musical ability, but just a lot of muscular endurance, because a shamanic drum beat is like this. Right? Which interestingly is the same rhythm as the theta brainwave. Now this which is your trance or you know, when you have visions and dreams, your brain goes into this rhythm, versus if consciousness is faster, right? Like that. And theta brainwave is more like that rhythm. So that has been recently studied by science, and so now it's true. Shamans have been doing this for 40,000 years. Right? So you tune yourself to that kind of rhythm and you go into a trance. Now, there's different kinds of ways of going into a trance to connect with your spirit guides. And as I was saying, there's different kinds of healing techniques in shamanism. For example, there's a wonderful thing that I thought I might be sharing with you today, which is how to heal your ancestral line. This is from Hawaiian shamanism, so if anybody wants to do this later on, you know, basically what it is like you imagine or journey that you are going along a line, kind of like a rope, right? And you're walking along that rope, and you will see dirt on the rope, and you shake it off. And you keep going along the rope, and anywhere you see dirt on the rope, you shake it off. And a lot of times you will get visions of what that crud was in your ancestral line. You'll get some kind of like, oh, you know, I see some kind of conflict, or I see a displacement, or I see, you know, whatever it might, a death, or, you know, something that happened. And that's a way of healing your ancestors. But the thing that came to me this morning to do was something I've never done before quite in this way. And that is the idea of the clan, and the clan animal. And so you may have heard of the idea of power animals, or how many people know they're power animals? Some people have done journeying and found your power animal. And so what I've found is that there are three kinds of animals. One is a power animal, which is like your personal guardian that goes with you everywhere you go, right? Another is and that's very personal and individual, and it's one animal, or it might be two that you have, but they're very individual, and you don't see them associated with other animals or something like that, or groups of animals. Another is called a helping animal, and that's an animal that helps you when you're trying to do something specific. Like maybe it always shows up whenever you need an answer to where to find something. You know, mouse always shows you where, you know, if you've lost something, mouse will show you where to find it. Or eagle flies you from your place where you're sitting in physical reality to the upper world, or, you know, something like that. Or maybe bear appears to you at a certain point in your life to help you learn something that you need during that time period, and then really you never see bear again, right? It's just for a certain time period. So those would be like helping animals. And then the third kind of animal is called a clan animal. That's what I call a clan animal. Or I think of it more like what people think of as totem, which is you are part of that association of all those animals of that kind that have ever lived. and all the people who have ever been associated with that energy. So being part of a clan, like the bear clan, or the wolf clan, or the owl clan, or the prairie dog clan, that's always my favorite one. Oh, great spirit of the prairie dog. Right? People want the trendy animals, but you don't know what it's like whatever animal you got, go for it, right? The clan is kind of like being part of the AFL-CIO. It's like this big, huge association of like hundreds of millions of individuals of whom you are a part of that family. Like, in other words, you too have that energy, if it's of the eagle, or of the kangaroo, or of the fox, or whatever it might be.
Is that the Native American wrote by your birth sign, and when you were born, basically, they put you in a family? Like a Gemini might be in that deer family?
The way that I understand this, from what I've seen, it doesn't really have anything to do with when you're born. Or I know that there's different teachings from different cultures that, like it's almost like a zodiac, right? That like a certain moon is the deer moon, or the salmon moon, or the whatever, like that kind of thing. But no, this would be different, and that's what we're going to do today. Is find our clan, this journey to find our clan animal, which is not only the animal, but also people. You might be seeing people that are either like say, if it's, the owl clan, half owl, half human, right? Or or what's more like a shaman, like somebody dressed in like a wolf head, or wolf skin, that kind of thing. Or sometimes you find that they're sort of like leadership, like the bear queen, or something like that. Or you would possibly see a deity, like a deity who is associated with that kind of animal, right? As well as you'll see a big group of like people and animals of this kind is like kind of like what we're going for here. So a way to do this, what I'd like to invite everybody to do is pass around the sage and do some smudging, just kind of briefly here. Everybody's familiar with doing that, and everybody's okay with, like, nobody's allergic or anything like that. And then we'll also light some sweetgrass, which is, so sage is like for cleansing the aura and getting your getting ready to journey and to have this kind of experience. And sweetgrass is to invite in the good spirits and to invite in our clans, right? Our animal clans. And this is like really powerful work too, because it's about there's a certain essence of who you are that's really it's like finding a long lost family and knowing something about what is your mission in life and what characteristics do you have, what is your medicine in the Native American sense of like, oh, I have this kind of quality to share with the world as a gift to give. And it's almost like, it's like if you were part of the AMA, you're a doctor too, equal with the other doctors. And so whatever clan you might be, you are part of this, you know, the dolphin clan maybe. And so you share that quality to be able to give something to the world. So that's the kind of thing. And also by doing this journey, being now in touch with those spirit guides to continue to receive guidance from them and to work with them. One last thing I wanted to say is, you know, okay, we're talking a lot here about the animals and that kind of thing, but also let's just take a moment and I think that can be done actually during the ceremony. But we'll be thinking also about the fact that we've talked about ancestors in terms of our human ancestors, you know, having like a shrine with family pictures and that kind of thing. But if you do believe in evolution, if you don't believe that we were just created and dinosaurs are totally separate and have nothing to do with humans, or animals have nothing to do with humans or something, if you do believe in evolution, we evolved from animals. I mean, we're part of that animal family. We're a species of animal. And so if we go back far enough in our family tree, we're animals, right? Yeah. And if you go farther back in your family tree, you're the elements. You're air, earth, water, and fire. So before there were any living beings, there were like air, earth, water, and fire. So we're still from that lineage. Those are our ancestors, right? The elements themselves are our ancestors if you go far enough back. So kind of taking that into consideration as we begin here. So I would invite everybody to stand. Right? Everyone can move into the center. We have a little bit of room to move here. And taking some nice deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Breath is energy. Air creates the energy as we breathe in and exhale, connecting to our energy bodies. Taking a little time to move the head forward and back, side to side, around in circles, feeling not only the physical head, but also the energy body around and inside the physical head. Doing the same thing with the shoulders, shoulders moving forward and back, up and down, around in circles. And what if those were not human shoulders, but were the shoulders of a tiger? Think of the shoulder blade of a tiger. Moving your elbows now, elbows moving, feeling the elbow of your human body, but also imagining the elbow of a horse. And now your hands, hands moving, feeling your human hands, fingers, palms of the hands, back of the hands, but also feeling now that they are the hands, the webbed feet of a turtle. Now the hands become the claws of an eagle. Now they shift into the paws of a jaguar. Letting your hands shift into whatever your clan animal may be. Just allowing that, inviting that in. The spine moving. Forward and back, side to side, rotating. Is this the spine of a snake? Is this the spine of a dolphin? Is this the spine of a giraffe? And the hips now, hips side to side, forward and back, around in circles. Is this the pelvis of a bear or a monkey or a mouse? And now the human knees, moving the knees forward and back, side to side, across. Are these the knees of a wolf or a gazelle? And now feel the feet, the human feet on the floor, toes, heels, tops of the feet, balls of the feet. Breathing into the feet, inhaling the energy, exhaling the toxins. Allowing these feet to become the hooves of a cow. To become the fins of a fish. To become whatever is coming to you in your imagination. Breathing. And now any part of the body that wants to move. Inhaling freely, exhaling freely. See if one part of the body is telling you something about what your clan is. If your clan is speaking to you through one or another part of the body. And feel free to add in sound if you want. Sounding with me here. Standing, continuing to move if you'd like, or some people may want to lie down on the floor or sit in chairs. Whatever is comfortable now for a journey in spirit to find and to commune with your clan. The clan may be different animals for different people. You will find usually one clan that you're really part of. And this clan will have not only animals of that kind, groups, large groups of that animal, but also humans that have participated in that animal's energy. Humans, perhaps of all cultures and all times. Humans that may be some of your physical ancestors even. So you may find your ancestors in that way as well. I will be drumming without speaking for about 10